I asked Judge Warren that basically that was a transition case with Enoch Hall and Donna Fitzgerald.
I think you were asking her a question. I don't know if she answered that.
No. She did answer. Let me ask you a question. If she were the one getting out of the transition, would she have gotten a conviction in your eyes?
With Enoch Hall?
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. That case was a good, strong case. If you walked into that courtroom and you were competent to try a death penalty case, here's where the issues are. There's so many pitfalls in a death penalty case. You have so many things you can't bring up, and all those aggravating and mitigating circumstances. Even a strong case is a minefield for appeals because they get fly-specked by the Florida Supreme Court. So does she have, I believe, the basic skills to walk in and try it? Yes. Did she have the basic skills
Would she have gotten a conviction for the death penalty?
I can't say. I don't know.
I mean, if it's that strong that it was...
You can get a conviction of guilt. The death penalty is a penalty phase option, which a bifurcated system where after the guilt is determined, you have to go back before the jury and present evidence for the death penalty. So you can get a conviction, guilty as charged, but not get the death penalty.
I think, in the interest of time, I don't know where else to go with this without who has the last word. So I think in this case, because you are the incumbent, I'll let you go last. But if he makes a point that is offensive or perceived offensive to Judge Warren, I'll give her an opportunity to respond. Judge Warren, give us your closing argument on why this man needs to go and you need to come in the door.
How much time?
Give her 5 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 3 minutes.
We need to bring integrity back to this office, and I feel that the public has lost confidence in our present state attorney. The law enforcement, by its endorsement of me, has lost the confidence. Victims are in jeopardy. We need to bring back more of the advocates to the office so that they can service the victims of crimes. We need to give officers the tools that they need to do their job. Often they may need to be cross-sworn and made investigators so that they can have the ability to make arrests, get the search warrants needed because of the jurisdictional lines that that the cities tie their hands, so that if they're cross-sworn, they can do a complete investigation of their cases. All in all, based on what I've heard out there on the campaign trail since I resigned in April, I believe that we can bring this office back to the way it used to be. We can reduce the top heaviness of it. We can get all the prosecutors, including the ones that make $120,000 and $30,000 back in the courtroom, helping the new people on board learn how to try cases, not be afraid of the case, not to be afraid of trying cases. In these statistics that we've been talking about today, we've only really been talking about the felony cases. We haven't even touched on the misdemeanor DUI cases that are reduced as a routine to reckless driving. The public is sick and tired of seeing these DUI convictions, reckless driving convictions multiple times. And these people, we are at risk having these people on the road. I know that I was pretty tough on driving while license suspended as a county court judge, because I felt that you and I have to have a driver's license. Why is it that other people with these horrible records can just thumb their nose and continue to drive without a license? And I explained that to people. Now that may be a minor crime in some people's eyes, but I feel that we are all at risk. Cars are deadly weapons, and I don't want to put our community at risk. My time up? She hasn't said anything.
3 seconds.
Okay. Well, thank you all very much, and thank you for hosting this event.
Oh, you're welcome.
I hope that we've given some insight into what we both want to do. Thank you.
Mr. Larizza, you have the last word unless there's a rebuttal.
Okay. When I took over as state attorney, it's the worst economic times, I think, in the state of Florida, or at least in most people's recent memory. The budget got cut $2 million+ within the first 2 years that I took office. Now, we only get about $14 million a year. It's down to about 12. 95% of that is salaries. So I was able to increase the collection of cost of prosecution. Now, cost of prosecution is mandated by a Florida statute. It is required, but judges weren't ordering it in some instances. So we went out, reminded them of that, and we increased collection by 48%. What does that mean? It means no layoffs, no furloughs. The folks in the office, even with a $2 million cut, which is almost 15%, these folks still have jobs. And we're collecting money from the folks who create the costs in order to offset and supplement. Otherwise, we would have had furloughs and layoffs. So from a fiscal management perspective, which is a reality of any state government, it's your money, it's not mine. We're doing more with less. We've got a paperless office initiative. Why is that important? It's important because we've got secretaries pulling hundreds of cases to go to court, shoving pieces of paper in them. We're in the process. We've got the technology in place to have paperless files where the attorneys will go into the courtroom with a laptop. It will free up the secretaries and the paralegals to be able to do more with the attorneys, more with the casework. It'll save money as well because we won't be paying for paper, we won't be paying for copies, we won't be charging folks for copies, and we won't be spending all that time making those copies. That's important. That's visionary. I want to create prevention programs as well. I'm working with members of the community to help focus on prevention. Good Lord willing, we get some money from the legislature, we can do that. Additionally, whether you like it or not, statistics and conviction rates are a measuring stick. They're not perfect, but they are a measuring stick of how we're doing. We have the highest conviction rate in the history of the state attorney's office at 89.8%. The state average, folks, is 86%. It was 82% when I took office. Crime is down. Conviction rate up. Crime is down. We're charging more felonies and we're dropping less. I submit to you, folks, that nobody's perfect. We're going to make mistakes at the state attorney's office. I'm not here to tell you we won't, but I'm here to tell you that they're honest mistakes. When the folks don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to really screw this case up today and make a bad decision. But when they do, we help them to learn from it so that they don't repeat those mistakes again. I'm R.J. Larizza, August 14th. That's when you vote. I'd like to earn your vote, but whether you vote for me or not, you should vote on August 14th. Thank you.
I want to thank the audience for being so nice and being cooperative. I realize there's fans and foes on both sides. You both did an excellent job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henry.